friends, this is Bijou Baker. I'm Maria. Where have you been? I've been sitting here waiting for you. I've missed you. I've had so much on my plate. And I was actually kicked out of the house to go take some time for myself. So I did. I went to Vegas for a week. Had the most fun doing. Sat by the pool, had my drinks, went to dinners, and I could live my life like that. I could do that for a living. But I'm back, and I got so many things that I want to do. I think I'm overwhelmed with the amount of videos that I want to do that I'm kind of like, something just intimidated me. Is that weird or what? It's the weirdest thing because, hello, get me in front of a camera, I'll yak up a storm. But something, I don't know what it is, something just kind of has me nervous. Whatever, that's over. Okay, so we're gonna make a Mocha Chocolate salted caramel cake. But today, I'm just doing the first two things for it. The video to my $1 million chocolate cake is below. And I've said this before, and I'll say it 100 times more because it's true. This is by far the best chocolate cake I have ever tasted anywhere. If you're looking for a chocolate cake in your arsenal and you only need one great recipe, this is it. The video is below, check it out. You collect chocolate cake recipes, I bet you do. I bet you have at least 10. You see them on the videos and you go, oh, that looks good, I'll save it. But you don't do it because when it comes time to get a chocolate cake, you just run to the store and get a box cake. I get it. I did that for years. And then I finally decided to go through my list of chocolate cakes, and I think I had 30. 30. So just by deducing, I got rid of the ones that were doubles, minus one or two things. Then I started getting into the cakes, and some of them were good, but they weren't Bijou good. I know you know what I mean. So this one, I took a lot of time to create it, and I'm telling you guys, throw your other recipes away. I mean, mayonnaise and sour cream and, I don't know, yogurt, whatever else. Okay, but I think those are just kind of like a flash kind of, ooh, that's gotta be good. Why? Why? Stick to the basic. There's nothing special in this recipe at all, but man, is it ever great. Those of you who have tried it, leave a note below, okay, in the comments, and let the other people know that I'm not lying. So what I did for this cake, in my chocolate cake I use coffee, fresh, cooled coffee. Well, I still use it, but then I also put in a 1/4 cup of espresso into my, you can put it in your buttermilk, or you can put it into your coffee, or you can put it into another liquid, whichever liquid you choose. I think I put it in the milk. So I put it in there, a 1/4 cup espresso, right? It's okay. It's okay. It's not going to be overpowering. If you want it overpowering, put in more. But that's it. Follow the rest of the directions and you got your cake. Now, I'm going to go make the caramel for the frosting. It's 2 parts. You're going to have the whipping, but I got to make the caramel and I need it to sit overnight, or at least 6 hours. I'm not coming back in 6 hours. I'm just letting you know. I'm looking at my makeup. I look like a candy corn. Whatever. So the caramel, this is how you make that delicious. Crack. All right, put your water and your sugar in a heavy bottom pot for candy making. You're making candy. So you're going to bring those two to a boil, and you want them to boil until you get a beautiful amber color. I'm taking my pastry brush and I'm just kind of wiping the sides down, not adding water, just making sure the sugar doesn't build on the side. On another pot, you're going to boil your heavy cream. You need this to boil and be hot when you add it to the molten sugar. Otherwise, it will seize and you'll just get bricks of hard sugar. So I would guess about 3 to 5 minutes to get it to a nice amber. I could have taken it a little bit darker, and I probably should have. But this is nice, and it works. Now, here's the great part about being me. when I added the hot milk into this, I didn't hit record. So that's why it looks so different. So you're going to pour the hot milk in and just whisk it really fast. By the way, I had turned the fire off and taken it completely off by the time I poured the milk in, okay? So you're going to pour this caramel sauce into a container to chill overnight. I put it in a deep flat container so it'll just chill easier. Let it cool just a little bit, cover it with plastic wrap, and put it in the fridge. So I walked you through it as best I could, and I think I covered everything. So I put it, and for this, I put it in a shallow container. Like I said, I put it in a shallow container so it'll cool faster if you wanted to do the 6-hour thing. But you can also put it in a bowl. You get it. You get the idea. It just needs to chill. It'll firm up. And then tomorrow we'll get into the finishing it up. Oh my goodness. Well, I say tomorrow, but really it's like right now. Just like that. Just like that. I wish. Okay, so we're going to finish it up. Now, after I did the caramel yesterday, I let it chill, and I'm thinking, you know what? I think I want more. So I made another batch, and this time I let the sugars caramelize even longer, which is probably, I'm kind of torn because the one I made yesterday is really light and creamy and delicious. The one I made after is still delicious, but it's definitely a sharper caramel flavor. So I'm going to show you both of them, and what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to combine them so I get exactly what I want. So take a look at the second one I made. Big difference, right? I don't know how much you can see on the camera, but there's a pretty good difference. Consistency is the same. It's really pretty. It's really pretty. And this one, same thing. It's really pretty, but I'm gonna combine them. And then what the recipe is gonna be for one batch, but oh, that's beautiful. I love how that works. And this is just gonna, the top of it is just gonna be a coat of caramel, which is why I'm gonna save some of it for the icing and some of it for just to pour on top. And you know, as you're doing this, you're thinking, well, do I want that drizzle that everyone is doing? And it seems like the thing to do. I'm gonna say no on this case. I'm saying that now, but that doesn't mean that's not how it's gonna go. So this is fine enough. Once it gets mixed into everything, I'll get what I need. But let me check the flavor, baby. Oh, that is better than I expected. All right, on to the cakes. So I made my cakes yesterday, and when they're cool enough, you can pop them against each other, and you can see how it separates. Perfect. I took a chunk out of this one, don't mind me. And it's just so much easier to take out. It's just like, boom, hello. You can play patty cake with it. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. All right, so I got my cake on my board. I'm gonna set things up. I'm gonna make the icing, and then we're just gonna whip this out. Okay, so I got my caramel in my mixer, and I'm going to put in, well, I kind of added to my caramel. So ordinarily you'd put in about a pint of whipping cream. I added more, so this would definitely be a case of do what I say, not what I do, because I'm changing my particular recipe. I'm going to add a little bit more. And as this mixes, later on, I'm going to add some vanilla. And you could have certainly added vanilla into your caramel after it had cooked. So this is just going to work its way up to a stiff peak. And away Okay, this is gorgeous stuff. I added half a cup of powdered sugar into it. It was okay. If you don't want it sweeter, you nailed it with this before the powdered sugar. I kind of wanted a little bit of sweetness to it, so I added half a cup of powdered sugar, finished it up. I added the vanilla. This is good to go. You can see the consistency. Nice peaks. Still creamy. Yay! Okay, so when you're putting your cake on, and this is for my beginners, because you experts, you already know all this stuff, but let's be a little patient for my new bakers. So you're going to center everything, and if you wanted to, you can put a dab of icing underneath there to keep it steady. It's more for your comfort, but once you start putting weight on it and you start icing it, it's going to stay put. I don't put the dab, but it's there if you want it. All right, I need to fill my bags. And I'm only going to use 2 bags. My side icer, which is my godsend. This is perfect. I love this thing. And then just a star tip. And all I'm going to do really is get a nice big fat border on the top. The sides, I'm going to use my side comb. This is always my favorite. It just looks so cool on the side of a cake. And then I want the side of the cake to be completely smooth and design free, except for this. Okay? Okay. And for those who don't know how to fill up a bag, use the bag as part of your tool. So take it down about halfway, cover your hand with it. Okay, now your hand is part of the tool to help keep it clean. Okay, and so I've got my bag here, and I'm just going to fill it. So I take it in and I use my hand to scrape it, push it down, and use my hand to keep it clean. Did you get that? We'll do it again. I think I need a little bit more. And this is why I make extra icing. I hate to be called short in case I decide to change my design. So almost always when I make icing, I'll either do 1.5 recipes or double it, because I want it done and ready to go along with whatever I want to do with my design. That makes sense, right? All right, so push it down. A good decorator will always have the top of the bag clean. And as you decorate, you'll see that there's reason to it, actually. All right, since it's the center, there's really no great, don't worry so much about what it looks like. Okay, we're just getting a little bit on. And then the next one comes on. And I told you, the only thing I do to prepare my pan is put the parchment paper in. I don't spray it or flour it or do anything. I'm going to mush it down because I want it to have contact, and I want it to be ready to do what I need it to do next, which is just to take another layer. This icing is really good. It accidentally lands on my hand on purpose. You get it? And then the top of the cake is always going to be your bottom. So whatever order you put these cakes in, it doesn't matter. But the bottom of the next pan goes right on top. That way you have a perfectly flat cake top. Mush it down, make it connect. Okay, I've been decorating cakes for almost 40 years, and I tell you, I just love it. I just love it. If I were watching you decorate your cake for the first time, I would still sit and be in complete awe, because it's just magic. Here's where it's kind of tricky though, because I don't have whatever I need to have to show you as I'm doing it. So I'll just kind of fake it with you if you don't mind. That's why I love these side icers. It just does all the work. So, okay, so there's an air bubble right there. You see that? It's gonna fart. There it is. That's all right. I got what you needed out of it. Okay. Thank you for participating. I'm gonna flatten out the top. And this cake you're not gonna need much. You don't have to be too careful on top because we're gonna cover it with caramel. So you take it past the edge, and always keep your bowl handy because you're gonna do a lot of wiping. This is almost as much part of baking or decorating a cake as everything else. So I'm gonna start here, and I'm gonna kind of go back and forth just like this. And what I'm doing is I'm kind of smushing it into the side of the cake. I'm not just gonna, go around and round, because that's really not securing the icing to the cake. I want it to mesh. So I'm gonna just go back and forth. And I'm smushing the icing into the cake. Yep, it's mesmerizing, I tell you. And this part here, I'm telling you, you do not have to try to be cautious or careful or, pretty, because this is all just makeup. Like see right here how it's just kind of blotchy and blobby. Well, I'm going to put in a lot of icing so that when I take my spatula or my side scraper, it's just going to be one quick swipe. So I'm going to use that design just because I like it the most. I'm going to hold this straight up and down, but at a little bit of an angle to me. So not like this all the way across, like this. A little bit of an angle so I can see what I'm doing. Let me see if I can do it sideways with you. All right. For me, what works for me is I start with my hand way over here. I mean, if you could see, I've got this great big old, let me see. This great big old arm, okay? Big old gap between my arm. I'm gonna start here, and I'm just gonna do one motion, and that'll be all we need to do the side, okay? So starting way over here where I showed you, this flat, but leaning towards me, and scrape. One turn should do it. See that? That's it. I'm done. That part is done. Take the top, bring it towards the center on all pieces. And I'm telling you, right here is enough. Right here is absolutely enough because we're not going to do anything else. Even that little blotchy part right there. Don't you worry, baby. I'm going to fill my star tip. I think what I'll do, I'll put some toasted pecans on the very bottom of it. Okay, so I got my hand inside my bag. It's covering all my hands so my hand stays clean. I'm going to shove this all the way down and scrape it up against my hand here. I know you saw that, but see? And this is why I like extra icing. I just don't like following the rules. So let me get some of my toasted pecans, and I'm going to put it right at the base here, okay? Okay, it doesn't matter how, I just keep mine in, I always keep toasted pecans, seriously, I do. And these are chopped. They're toasted, they're lovely, they're tasty. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my cake in my hand because I trust it. I'm going to tilt it to the side just a little bit, not much, but you got pretty good control. I'm going to take a handful and just run it along the sides. Who doesn't love pecans and caramel? I do. All this will come off later, but right now we just want to get it covered. And this is a fantastic thing to do when you feel like your bottom is not really pretty. Well, there you go. You can go as high as you want to. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna go along and just really make sure that there's some in every bite. And I'm smushing it in. I'm not just putting it on. I'm kind of smushing it in so it has a place to go. So that's it. Don't worry about them on the bottom here. There, that's much nicer, right? I think so. Let me clean this up now. Okay, one last thing I'm gonna do, just for, safety's sake, I'm gonna put a dam on the top of the border. That's not my border, but I'm just gonna put a dam on it so that it can keep the icing or the caramel in. Let me get my scissors. Nothing big, nothing fancy, just a dam. That's it. Now I'm going to take my star tip and I'm going to do great big, it's just the letter E, just over and over and over, the letter E. That's all it is, okay? Right on top. Come on, you can do this. Dang it. Well, such is life. Okay, that's the real reason why I make extra, okay? Jeez, Maria. Been decorating long? All right, one more added to it. All right, what a mess. Let me clean it, that's gonna bug me. All right, my goodness, sometimes it just doesn't pay. But that border looks so nice. Now I'm gonna take some of that extra caramel that I put aside, right? I'm gonna just pour it on top. Well, I'm gonna ladle it on top. But this is gonna be the final, I'm gonna put some salt on top, but just make sure it gets all the way into the nooks and crannies and it won't go down the sides unless you wanted it to, but I don't. Now, isn't that pretty? That's pretty. So I'm gonna top it with sea salt. Well, it's actually, it's called fleur de sal, okay? And it's a finishing salt. And it's got a really nice granule, it's sea salt. But the granules to it are nice and big, but not so ridiculous that you'd like crunch. And it is a finishing salt, so it's supposed to, I'm just gonna put a little bit on the top. Not much. The better thing to do is wait until this is chilled for a while and then put more on. That's it. I want to show you something. Look what I got. This is Kobe. This is my grandson's dog. He wanted a male dog for his birthday. So that's what he got. He's the cutest little thing. I think I have earrings bigger than him. He's so small. I had to put bells on his collar so he could hear where he's going. And even then, oh, he's a love bug. He's just dreamy. Okay, but I have to work now. So you just hold on. It's like having a baby. You know this, right? He's a month old. No, 2 months. We got him when he was 8 weeks, and we got him 2 weeks ago. So that's how old he is, however many that is. Our big dog, Nala, has always been such a little mother. Well, now this dog bothers the heck out of her. So all along, she's a little brat. So we got to learn to live together. So that's what she's going to do. So no, you're definitely not getting that. Okay, so that's the cake. You want to see the cake, not me, right? Yes, I do too. Okay, so my great nephew and his wife just bought their first house, and today's moving day. So I'm going to take this over to them, let them take a break during work and enjoy a piece of cake. When all else fails, enjoy a piece of cake. All right, my friends. Well, see, I picked up the dog since my cake is done, so my hands can be dirty. Now he wants to go play. So I'll take him to go play, head on over, get my work in with helping her set up her home. They're young. They're a young couple, family of 4. Oh, thank you. And they bought their first house, and it's only 2 miles from me, so I'm super excited about that. So, okay, that's it. That's my story. Until next time, my friend, happy baking.
Ah, that was fun. Don't forget to like and subscribe.